Good day, weather technology students. In this video, we're going to talk about how we can contour using an electronic means. And in this particular video, we're going to use Google Slides. So I've just created a new upper air observation plot using one of my previous notebooks. Now one should be using a script for this homework assignment, but this will be a good one to at least do an example on for our purposes. So in order to do this, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and open up a new tab. And I'm going to go to my Google Drive. And so drive.google.com. And then I've already logged in so that it's ready to go for me. And so if you haven't signed in, go ahead and sign in to your Valpo account. You have a Google Drive through the university. But I want to create a new Google Slide document. And so I hit the little new button. Then I got a couple of different options, including Google Slides. And so I'm going to click Google Slide. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these text boxes because I don't need them for the purposes of what I'm doing here. I'm going to retitle my presentation, maybe homework 6 _ contouring. And then what I need to do is I need to add in my picture. Now one could work on changing the size of the slide to be more appropriate for what we're going to do, but that's okay. We don't really need to worry about that. So I downloaded the file from Jupyter Hub to my local computer, so I want to upload from my computer. And so I downloaded it into a folder that I have for spring 2021 for my weather technology class. And so it's the 300 millibar observations that I did. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this file to Google Drive here. And so we see we got it uploaded pretty quickly. And then I'm going to go ahead and close out this theme because I'm not really worrying about that, so I can make this as big as possible. And then I'm going to hide the speaker notes as well. And then I don't think I can get that any smaller on this side. So I'm basically just trying to get my palette here as big as possible. So with our data now, with this observation map, we need to go and figure out how do I then draw a contour. And so, for example, we might draw a 9,000 meter contour because that would be appropriate for 1,000 millibars. And there are a couple of tools that are going to be really critical to our success here. And so these tools are right up here at the top. And specifically, we want to select a different line. And the line we want to select is the curve. The curve line then will create this little plus sign, of which then we can start by dragging a little bit and basically creating line segments. And so I'm going to create that line segment there, right? And so I clicked a couple of times, and what that does is if then we double click on that line segment, is I can see these dots every single point where I clicked. It's good to put a lot of dots because then you can move these dots around by clicking on them to refine your line segment. And so again, I'm roughly trying to get to some sort of geostrophic balance here. And I don't know where exactly it's going to go because I don't have a lot of observations up here in Canada, so I'm just going to stop it there. But I can change a couple of things about this line. For example, I can change the line thickness by saying, give it to me in 3 pixels wide. And I'm going to make it truly a black color instead of kind of a grayish black color. Now that line may be too thick, so I'm going to go down to 2 pixels. That seems pretty good for a contour. But then we need to label this contour. And so here I can put in a text box. And I just click the text box and then click where I want to put it down. And I want to put 900 for my 9,000 meter line. And I'm going to make this text box much smaller, position it a little better. I'm going to resize this down to maybe 10. That seems pretty good. Again, refine my box here to make it a little narrower, a little smaller. Oop, too small. Line wrapped there. There we go. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to use my keystrokes, Control-C, Control-V to make a copy of it so I can put a copy at the other end. And so there, we've made a simple contour. We could modify it a little bit more to get better in line with our values. Actually, now that I look at it, this looks like 910, so my entire 900 line here is actually not valid. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it because that's really not purposeful. But I'm going to create a new curve here. Select my curve. Then here I know that I should have 900 between 898 and 915 and 909 and 899, 907, 882. And so I'm just going to start it up here. It's going to be really close. Again, I'm going to want to make a number of segments coming on down. And kind of out like that. And then I'm going to stop my line. And then I'm going to use these points here to help me refine my line. And so here I want to get closer to geostrophic balance. So I should come down a bit more like so. And then curve out to C. And again, here it's just a matter of playing with our line a little bit. It's not going to be elegant or maybe as easy as doing it truly by hand. But it's a neat way to be able to do this while preserving our ability to do contouring by hand. And so I would say here there is maybe just a little bit of waviness going on in our line that's pertinent for our line. And so here again, while I'm still on there, increase to 2, create my black. And so there's our contour. And now, since I've already got these 900s created, I can go ahead and transport them where I need them. So that's maybe a 900 contour. If we're going by 20s, then 912 would be next. So let's go ahead and do that one. So here again, I clicked on my curve line. 912 should fall between 914 and 910, kind of right in the middle. Again, I'm trying to roughly get my curve going as I'm clicking my mouse multiple times. Trying to do short line segments and then end my line there. Then if I click right on that line again, double click on that line, that's where I get my ability to move elements around, to smooth out that line a little bit. Bring that one back, it's a little straighter line there. Get a little more bending going on here. Again, double click to get to the dots. Trying to straighten out here a little bit. And then get it curved here for by 912 by this 911 here. All right, so there we go. And so then I've got now my 912 line. Again, I want to make it thicker, so I'll go 2 pixels, make it true black. And then I am going to use my mouse to move that around a little bit. Again, copy and paste my 900 so I don't have to remake my value here. But then I can go ahead and click inside of it and change it to 912. And then I can copy and paste this one, Control C, Control V, and put it over on the other end here to get my contour value there. And again, we could do this for all the different values, so that 924 would be next, 936, and so on, using this curve piece. Now, if one is really good, one can maybe draw with a scribble line here, again choosing our black color. And you could choose, so then, what would be less 888, right? And so we'd have 888 coming in here, on down, and we'd get 888 there. And so if you're pretty good at freehand, that kind of draws a nice line as well. So that's another way to go about it. So it may look a little raggedy at first, but then it creates more of a smooth line that we can then change to black and transparent. So there's a couple of different ways to play with these lines. Now the problem is though, when you do that scribble line, you can't then further alter the line, and so you're kind of set with what you got. 6 to one, half dozen to another, what you want to do in these various ways here. I think the curve line helps a little bit, so you can play with it a little bit in the end and get it going pretty good. If we then say needed to do a temperature line, like we could do the -40 line. Again, we could pick here doing our curve line, and we're going to start out here just trying to separate our -40s from higher. And so there's our -40 line, but we now then want to make that a little weightier. But then I can also dash those lines, right, by choosing this dash icon, line dash here. And then I can change my color to be some form of red, which is great. Then I can, again, copy, paste my 912 here, bring it on down, but I'm going to change my 912 to -40. And then again, I'm going to change my color, and now I need to go to my text color and change it to the same red color. And then Control-C, Control-V to then paste my second value down close. And we can use my arrows to move things over. And that's how we can electronically then analyze a map. Some of you may find this a little more fun and relaxing than doing it by hand. Others may find doing it by hand more amenable as well. If you have the ability to do a printer and still do hand analysis, great. If you don't and want to do it electronically, that will be perfectly acceptable for this next or any other hand analysis homework assignments for the remainder of this semester. But that's it, a brief introduction to how we can do hand analysis via computers. If you have access to PowerPoint, that would be another place where you can do something similar to this, and you have even greater control over the lines and getting them to work well. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.